But Sacchitanand Uttekar of Tradebulls is joining in now on the show for a quick chart check and some trading ideas as well. Sacchitanand, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in. Mangalam was just mentioning that it's now become a parallel train track, and when the train tracks are usually parallel, the train moves faster. Do you expect the train to move faster towards 23,000, or do you expect some consolidation around 22,800? And your stock ideas as well for the afternoon.
Good afternoon, almost. Good afternoon, Mangalam, and absolutely bang on. I think, last week we discussed a very similar setup wherein we highlighted the base at around 22,400, 450. And that base was very prominent, being the fact that it managed to, maintain its closing above its 5-day exponential moving average. This week we have already seen a breakout now above its 20-day exponential moving average when it comes to Nifty. And the move now looks very dynamic. In fact, last week we were of the opinion that the eventual move could be towards 22,900, 23,040. But the way there has been a sectoral shift, the way the constituents are behaving right now, it looks like the Nifty is well positioned for a dynamic move towards its 200-day exponential moving average, which is placed somewhere close to around 23,450. And this move may unfold during this particular series itself in case that 23,040 mark is crossed in this particular week itself. So I think the case is very strong until unless we don't see the Nifty again, closing below that 22,500 mark. The potential for this particular expansion is quite high, and there would be a very strong momentum play which we may see in the days forward. The immediate stop loss for the trade is placed somewhere close to around 22,630 on a closing basis. Any declines towards 22,700, 740 would again present a good opportunity to create fresh long positions. From a short-term perspective, I think 23,040 would be the first target, but eventually I see this particular move unfolding towards 23,400.
All right, 23,400, good one. Sacchitanand, remember your call from around 22,400 itself. Now, 1,000-point uptick is what you are seeing from those levels itself. We've done about 230 or 300 points from the levels where you went, you suggested a long on. Individual stocks, if the market has to go to 23,400 eventually, has to be some of the heavyweights, maybe HDFC Bank, maybe Reliance. What are you betting on from here?
Well, Mangalam, last week we highlighted the setups for Nifty Bank, the constituents there, and the capital goods which were turning into that positive zone. I think the focus is on the auto stocks, which are presenting a very good reward opportunity. If you look at the Nifty Auto Index itself, it has been showing a ending diagonal price pattern, and this usually occurs during the bottoming out phases. And the similar structure is very well evident in stocks like Maruti and Tata Motors. So I think the focus from here on should be on the auto stocks as well. We have already seen some good move in Tata Motors since last week, but if you look at the overall structure, the stock looks very confidently positioned. It took a very strong support near its 200 weekly exponential moving average, which was placed around 650. And post that, we saw very good consolidation towards 670. Now, I think the way its weekly RSI is shaping up, there's a positive crossover there, which is a good sign of directional momentum play, which we may see in this particular series itself. And that's why we are recommending, building long positions here in Tata Motors. The stop loss for the trade should be placed at around 652 on a closing bid. And we may see a dynamic move towards 740, 810.
All right, Sacchitanand, thank you so much for sparing time, joining us with your views on the index and on specific stocks as well. We take a short break. On the other side, we get you excerpts from our mega